So today we're going to dive into the pull-off, and I'm going to explain how there's so much more to this than you think. I mean, some people will use pull-offs like, you know, just kind of to create speed. It's an easy way of creating speed. It's kind of like getting double the notes for your money or whatever, you know, or triple the notes for your money. But that's one way to think of it. And that is one of the advantages of pull-offs, is you can play faster. But it's also, the thing about pull-offs is it's a great way to create accents and punctuation in your playing, because when you play a pull-off, the sound is different from a picked note. So when you play a picked note, you get that attack. But when you play a pull-off, it gives you a smoother, there's less attack, it's more of a legato sound. So when you use a combination of pick notes with pull-offs, it creates a dynamic contrast in the sound, and it adds tons of texture to your playing, and it creates these types of accents. So I'm going to show you a few examples, and then I'm going to show you a couple tabs, and we're going to kind of break this down. The easiest example of using this little accent or this little phrase would be like a widdly wang, right? Which is, and that's just a hammer pull, right? But you can use those all over the place. It's kind of every great guitar player has used those, from Hendrix to Clapton. And the idea there is you're just going to do a hammer pull. But you can hear there, the first note is accented. And then you've got this little trill here. And then the last note is accented as well. And you can move those all over the guitar. You put them wherever you want, right? And you can move through them. You can add bends in there as well. So you could start with the bend. So that's the widdly wang. It's a great way to just kind of play some cool sounding pull-offs and hammer-ons. Another example would be like Clapton uses kind of variations on there, where he'll use these little pull-offs. Like he'll go, so right there, he's using those techniques, but he's really accenting notes. So for example, so that little idea there is you're accenting these notes like the root note and the major second, and then you're doing this little pull off hammer pull. So it gives it that nice kind of trill sound embedded in those accented notes. Another example of that would be the Stevie Ray Vaughan lick, where he uses a trill based around the flat 9 note, which is like this. That kind of thing. So that idea there is he's just playing up through a pentatonic run. And then he lands on the 9th, which is a cool move. So it adds that nice kind of colourful sound there. And then he does a pull-off from the flat 9, which is a half step, or it's like a flat second or a flat 9. Same thing, 2s and 9s are the same. And then going up a half step there and pulling off to the root, which is normally quite a dissonant sounding note, but in this case, that chromatic movement from the 9th to the flat 9 is so beautiful. So let's break this down a little bit. If you look on the tab here, here's an example. First of all, if you just look at that lick there, first of all, you'd think it would be just a bunch of little pull-offs like that, right? That's cool. But let me show you something way cooler. First of all, we're going to use a particular pattern that's used a lot by a lot of great players, and it's a way of accenting the notes. And the pattern is pick, pick, pull. So it's basically a pick note, another pick note, and then a legato note. So basically it sounds like this. Okay. So if I play that lick, it's going to sound like this. So that lick there, what it is we're playing 16th notes, right? And 16th notes are like this: 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. So straight 16th notes, but then we're grouping them in groups of 3. So you're going to go pick, pick, pull. So the timing there is 3 16th notes, 1 E and then you start the next phrase where the accent again is going to be on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. So the way you can practice that is start by getting 16th notes going with a metronome, and then keep that same rhythm going, but put in those accents. And then once you've got that little phrase down, you can move that all over the guitar. 16th notes set in sets of 3s. So you could go like, move it up here. Or we can move it up here. Or another variation of that would be across 2 strings, like this. So you can hear those kind of accents, how when you do the pick, pick, pull, it creates this certain kind of phrasing and it makes it kind of stand out and sound way more interesting and syncopated. Okay, so another example of this is where you're doing the pick, pick, pull, but you're doing it across the strings. So for example, I'm just going to play down a pentatonic scale, an A pentatonic scale. But I'm going to do it in a sequence where I'm going to go pick, pick, pull, and then pick, pick, pull. So the same 16th notes. So the idea there is you're just playing through the pentatonic scale with 2 picks and a pull. Pick, pick, pull. And then you're going pick, pick, pull. Pick, pick, pull. Pick, pick, pull. That kind of thing. And you can just start to move that around. You could go up to pattern 2. And then into pattern 1. Or into pattern 3. It's basically where you're picking across 2 strings. So you're doing a pick on the high E string, and then a pick on the B string, and then the pull off. And then on the 3rd and 2nd strings. So this is something that legendary players like Hendrix, Clapton and Stevie Ray Vaughan used a lot to create that interest in their playing and to create those accents and create those phrases that really kind of stand out and have that soulful sound, like they're speaking, like they're really, really saying something. And it's a great way to make your playing very memorable. So I hope you find this helpful. I'll post the tabs in the community, and give us a like and a subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on the different techniques that you like. And remember, turn it up.